Welcome to the video classes. Dear students, today we will start with the second chapter of Political Science, Federalism. So kindly watch the video series. You can pause in between and note down the important information in your copies. In this video series, we will learn about few more topics on federalism, like objectives of federalism. In board exam, you may be asked, define the objectives of federalism. What is the objective? What is the purpose and aim? Why we are so much focusing upon power sharing? Why we are focusing upon federalism? Number one, to safeguard and promote the unity of the country. Remember, it is very, very important. We have to safeguard the unity of our country. We have to promote the unity of our country. And this cannot be done if power sharing is not practiced. If unitary form of government is there, it will be difficult. You know why? Why India cannot practice unitary form of government? Have you ever thought of it? The reason is that India is a very vast country. Just having a unitary form of government which is sitting in Delhi, it can't take care of the entire country. You know, there are more than 5 lakh villages, more than 3,000 cities, and we have huge population. Okay, so having one set of government which is called unitary, you cannot take care of this such big huge country. If it is Sri Lanka, if it is an island country, then it's okay. One level of government will be sufficient. But India cannot. And another important thing is that India is a land of diversity. Not only geographical diversities we are having cultural diversities. We are having language diversities. Okay? So, therefore, we have to promote the unity in diversity, and unity in diversity cannot be promoted without practicing federalism. And second point is to accommodate regional diversity. Just few seconds back I told you that India is a land of diversity. We have regional diversity. Geographical differences are there. We have different culture, different religion, different traditions, different way of practicing our faith. Different ethnic groups are living in our country. Okay, and all have their own needs and aspirations. You cannot just focus upon few communities and neglect other communities. You cannot focus upon 1, 2, 3 language people, those who speak particular language, and you will neglect the people speaking other languages. So you have to accommodate. Accommodate means to make adjustment. Anyone who is not making adjustment, it is very difficult to have friendship with that person. So accommodation or making adjustment is a virtue. It is a good quality every human being should have. Even in your own family, you must have seen, all have different nature, all have different traits, behavior, but still you have learned to adjust and accommodate with everyone, and this is how you are practicing the unity of your family. So same principle applies with the huge family called India, where we have to accommodate. So these 2 points are important. If question comes, objectives of federalism, what are they? These 2 points you have to write. Now, 2 crucial aspects of an ideal federalism. 2 crucial aspects. What are those two important aspects of an ideal federalism? Okay, number one, governments at different levels should agree to some rules of power sharing. This is very important. Government, whether at union level, state level or local level, they have to come in agreement to some rules of power sharing. They have to abide by some rules. Number two, trust and agreement to live together must be there. Not only abiding by the rules, but there should be trust. Central government should trust the state government should trust the central government. So, if trust is missing, then it is very difficult. Then we will be fighting tooth and nail. Trust is very important. So if you want to have a successful federalism in our country, number one crucial point is to abide by the rules. Number two, to have trust and agreement. Okay, so these are the two crucial aspects. Now, this is another important topic, as you can see. Okay, and difference between coming together federalism and holding together federalism. Remember, there are two types of federalism. Number one is called coming together federalism, and then holding together federalism. In exam, you may be asked to differentiate between them. So this is important. You can note down this important information. Now, what is coming together federalism? Independent states coming together on their own to form bigger unit. Say for example, USA. Before it became United States of America, there were at least 13 British colonies and many other colonies in North America. Okay, but one fine day they decided that they all will come together and form bigger unit. And from that time onward, it became United States of America. Increase security by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity. So independent states, they come together to form bigger unit. The reason is they want to have a sense of security. At the same time, they will maintain their sovereignty. They will maintain their independency. Okay. Number one, they will pool the security at the time of crisis. Each state will come to help particular state. But at the same time, when the peaceful time is there, each state will be almost independently working, but still part of USA. All constituent states have equal power. Okay, United States of America is the best example where all states share the equal power. Now, what about holding together federalism? In this thing, what happens? See, large country decides to divide power between constitutional units and center. And as you can see, the best example is our own country, India. 1947, when we became independent, we were one large unit, a big country. So the national leaders of that time, they decided that we were going to divide the powers between constituent units and center. Right from the beginning, it was decided that India will practice federalism. There will be central government and there will be also constitutional units, means separate states. Okay, so entire India was divided into different states. See, in coming together in USA, already states were independent, but they came together to become one. In India, case of India, what happened? Big India was there. For the sake of proper administration, we divided the India into different states. Okay. In this case, what is there? Point number 2: center is more powerful than the states. Center has more powers. Even today, we know center has more power than the state's government. That is written in our constitution. Constituent units of federation have unequal power. Means Rajasthan will have different sets of power, UP will have different sets of power, Goa will have different sets of power, Kerala will have different sets of power. See, all states will have, Kashmir will have different sets of power. So in holding together, the powers are not equally distributed. There is unequal distribution of power. So India, Spain and Belgium, they are the example of holding together, and USA, Switzerland and Australia are the example of coming together, federalism.